Every car has a story.
Like the best thing ever.
For some, they end up here. Hi, I'm Gary Nichols. My team and I rescue cars from this. Here at Radical Rods, Rides and Restoration, we restore vehicles, giving them a renewed lease on life and preserving their stories so they could be told right here on Radical Restoration. Part of the thrill of owning and restoring a classic car is being able to show it. On this episode, we take a look at some of the cars on display at a charity car show right here at Radical Rods, Rides and Restoration. Then we visit one of the best venues to display modified hot rods and classic cars at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsport Expo. Today we're heading down to the Toronto Motorama show at the International Centre. Going to check out a little bit of a different selection than the Toronto show at Convention Centre. We're going to be checking out more custom cars. There will be some classics there. They've got some custom motorcycles as well. We'll be dropping in to check on Mike Livia. He's in the finals for the final two for the Vintage Insurance Award, $10,000. And it's down to Mike and another old classic pickup truck, so hopefully he comes back with a big win this weekend. And we'll get to check out a whole bunch of nice shiny cars again. Wow. Beautiful car. I like the stance on it. They've brought it right down. Door handles are all shaved off. The root beer brown on the roof looks gorgeous. See how the pearls in the paint, you see the subtle change in the top of the fender, how it's a nice light gold, and then you see the darker gold as it rolls onto the top, how they've shaded it. I love how they've dragged the root beer up into the top here. It pierces down right in towards the light. Very nice. Nice detail on this too. Got the nice white walls. They either C-notched the frame at the back or they've Z'd it so that they're able to bring the rear housing up to get that height. Very nice job. With these chopped roofs, when you get up close to the traffic lights, if you're too close, you can't actually see the lights change. So that was one way of being able to look up and see the green light come on. Nice work on the ball milling too. They've done it on top of the air cleaner, top of the radiator cap, even the fuel pump line, they've got it on the inside of the fender there as well. A very nice job. Sort of an era correct color, isn't it? You know, the blues and the turquoises were very popular in the 50s. This is a beaut. This is one of my favorite eras for Chevy pickups, the 47 to 54. This body style, the nice round fenders, round hood. This one, they've just got a gorgeous job on it. And they haven't changed a lot. Like, you know, there's minor things. You don't see the exterior mirrors. They've smoothed all that out. So they've reset the buckets back in with the nice rings on them. Yeah, I always love these, the 33, 34s. They have the front grille almost has that little shovel like on the front of a train, you know, when they're trying to clear the snow. It's got that nice little lick out at the bottom. Beautiful flathead, V8 in it. I love seeing the creativity of some of the other guys, you know, whether they're independent or even other shops. It's nice to see that these guys are bringing these beauties back to life. Here's Mike's beautiful 1936 Ford black and copper pickup. We're at the Vintage Insurance Grand Championship finale. Wherever Mike seems to take this truck, at any show that it's at, he always seems to come away with all the trophies. It will be interesting to see how he does this weekend. Hopefully comes away with the Grand Championship and $10,000. We're doing a charity car show at the Radical Rods facility in Barrie, Ontario. We're raising money for Simcoe Hospice and the Special Olympics this year. We always choose a couple of different charities each year. We're hoping Mother Nature is actually going to let this show happen. It's a little bit overcast this morning. We're just getting all the tents set up. We've got Kendra Adams and her stock car is here. We've got a bunch of classics and hot rods coming in. Slowly they're trickling in, and hopefully we expect to have well over 100 cars today, hopefully.
Dave Burrell, 55 Chev. I've owned it about 20 years. Sat for the first 5 till I sold my other hot rod and then started building it. It's been on the road about 10 years now, I guess.
I can't tell you what it is. Someone has to guess it. But it's a 40s car. And basically, I found it in a field for $450, and basically I built it up to now what it is now. So there's been it's been a labor of love. So I've put so much time and effort into this thing. It's been interesting. So, but it's been fun. So I drove down here today and made it. So if I make it home with 3 wheels, I'm happy. So that's my security guard. Well, what was funny, I didn't have glass in it. So when I was driving it around on my street, I left him on there and I turned the corner and he rolled off. So he's got a little bit of war wounds, put it that way. So he's my little, like I said, little security guard. So he keeps the car safe.
The car has done amazing this year. We were in Detroit, where I took a couple of awards. Cleveland, I took a couple more. I won the Vintage Championship Series, top prize, first place, $5,000, which that was nice, and the bragging rights. But yeah, everywhere the car goes, everyone loves it. They enjoy looking at it and taking pictures, asking questions, and that's that's the main reason we built it.
And we're in Midland, Ontario today. We came up to visit Storage for All. They're a client of ours. We've got a 75 Cadillac convertible that we're doing for them. We thought we'd come up and check out the storage facility, look at all the goodies they've got inside. They've got classic cars, motorcycles, motorhomes. So we're gonna visit with Fraser from Storage for All, get a little bit of a lowdown on what they're doing here, and hopefully we can see all kinds of little goodies underneath those tarps.
Hi, my name's Fraser Murley. We're at Y Valley Business Park in Midland at 1000 Y Valley Road. I've been storing vehicles since 2004. I have a wide range of vehicles from Corvettes, Model A's, motorhomes, camp trailers, all sorts of things.
We've got a couple of beauties over here. I see something with some really nice white wall tires. Looks like an old model. Is it a Model A?
That's a 1930, if I remember correctly.
Could you show us the car?
Sure,
a little
absolutely.
peek under the covers?
Absolutely.
Oh, nice. Look what we have here. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Do you find that you get a lot of these older classics, or do they tend to be more, modern, what I call more modern?
Yeah, I call them more modern.
Yeah, 60s, 70s. Mustangs, I saw a 69 over there.
Yeah.
There's an old Valiant on the other side I saw, so it's really nice to see these.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car.
Yeah, the detail's really nice on it. Another nice old Valiant here. These were the sort of the start of the Superstock era cars for Chrysler. These turned into obviously the 300s and stuff later on, but it's nice to see it's in good shape. Got the old Krager SS rims on it. feel like a treasure hunt here. I've got all kinds of goodies everywhere. The old Fairlane. That's about a 67. There's a Camaro. Looks like a Buick GS. A little bit old school hot rod in this one. Love finding this stuff. Looky, looky. There you go. You fit that in the back of my pickup? Most of these guys, the minute the weather turns, they're inside. You know, these guys have got a great facility here. Nice high ceilings. Great spot to store your car. You know, get them out in the spring, get all the dust cleaned off and get them out, let the wind in your hair. There's nice stuff. I don't know whose little collection this is, but he's got some nice ones here. I mean, you can see the rot and stuff in it. I mean, it needs work all around, you know, but still, like this, you just can't find these. These are the kind of ones we would get in, or worse. Make for a nice drag car. Lots of bikes here too, look at. Those two cars right there, that GS and that 442 are, and those are the ones that are starting to come up in value.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of stuff's plateaued. Those are still, and they're climbing fast. So the Camaro needs some loving, but it's not in bad shape either.
Yeah.
I was just saying the El Camino is another one with the curved back glass that you don't see, and the trim is extremely hard to find too. So yeah, you don't see too many of those anymore. The 302 was hard to find. Funny enough, I actually have a blower motor. It came in a truck, and when we decoded the block, it's a DZ302 block. And I told the guy, I said, you should take this block and just put it aside, because anybody looking for a date correct engine block, this is what you're looking for.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So, nice color too. All kinds of hidden secrets here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There we go. All we need is Bo and Daisy Duke, and we're all set. Good to go. Beautiful. So it's like an Easter egg hunt, eh? Just keep finding more of them.
Well, this is a 1931 Ford. As I understand, the customer purchased this, and the same day that he was unloading it off of his trailer, he was backing it off, and the throttle stuck or something happened, and it come flying off the back of the trailer and actually hit the back of the car into his post of his garage, and suffered some fairly extensive damage. It bent the rear clip. It actually broke the fender off, dislodged some of the bodywork. The gas tank underneath the car is bent and pushed forward right into the differential. So it's taken quite a hit. It's cracked the body all the way up into the roof line on both sides, and it's bent the rear clip down into the rumble seat area. So we've got to get into a little bit more. I'm suspecting that there's probably some frame damage as well on this back corner, but we won't know until we get it up in the air and do some measurements. So. No, I believe this is an insurance job. The fella just picked it up, and hopefully he's got good coverage on it.
My name is Michelle Henderson. I'm a regional account executive with Hagerty Classic Car Insurance, located here in Ontario, Canada. So one of the main differences between regular car insurance and classic car insurance is how we insure them. So the classic cars are insured on an agreed value basis, where your private passenger vehicle would not be insured that way. So we do it on the agreed value based on the value as it is in the market right now. We do determine that value. We do not require appraisals. That's primarily the biggest difference between regular insurance and classic car insurance, and then the usage as well. So I think the main reason why classic car owners should be insured with a classic car insurance company is Hagerty understands what the classic car hobby is all about. We understand what coverage is needed that we provide to our clients, and it directly relates to the usage of these vehicles as well. These vehicles are used to go to hobbies and shows and parades, but they're primarily not just for that. They're meant to be enjoyed and meant to be driven, and that's how we insure them at Hagerty. So the claims process with Hagerty for our clients is obviously a very important process to our clients. During that process, we do need to maintain the integrity and the value of the vehicles, which is very important to Hagerty and to our clients. The client will have a repair shop of choice.
Well, today we're here at the auto body side of Radical Rods and Rides, and we have Michelle Henderson with us from Hagerty, and we're just sort of going over what can happen when you least expect it. This poor gentleman here, first day he owned the car, goes to take it off the trailer, accelerator sticks, he runs right into the center post of the garage. And as you can see, having the proper insurance is very important. There's lots of damage down in the lower end, fenders, lower panels are all gone. It actually hit hard enough that it pushed the gas tank into the center section of the differential. And you can also see, if you start to look a little closer, it's actually cracked all the way up here on both sides. So we're going to have a fairly healthy repair here with the paint all the way up the top, and that's why it's so important to have your proper insurance in place. We see guys where they have problems with that. Luckily with Hagerty, we've dealt with them on a number of occasions, and they're great people to deal with. This agreed value coverage that they have is terrific, because you're just assessing the amount, and
right.
you're paying your premium on that amount.
That's right.
Which is terrific. So if it's 70, it's 70. If it's 50, it's 50. So we're going to do a real nice job on this. It'll look like brand new when it's all done. I'm sure you've seen a lot worse too with these.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. You got off pretty lucky here, I think. Could have been a lot worse. But it was only a short distance off the edge of the trailer to the garage, luckily. But this is the sort of stuff that we get. Companies like Hagerty, where they're a really well-known name in the industry. This is the kind of stuff that you need to make sure you're covered for. So Michelle, you obviously cover a very wide range of cars. I'm assuming from late 1800s, which would be brass era car, Cobble Beach type
yes.
stuff, and what do you do from there? You go all the way up to? We go
all the way up to current year. So current year would be your modern collectibles. So right. That's going to be your low production number vehicles, vehicles that are very limited in production.
So you're talking like Hellcats.
Right.
Do you get a lot of the really high ticket brass era cars, like the 1 million to 4 million? Do you get a lot of that as well? We do. We do in our U.S. side, obviously, because they have a lot of concourse events. Right. We only have really one premier one right. Here in Ontario, right. But it does draw from all of North America at that event. So, yeah, so it is definitely a market that we are in for sure. How do you find the deductibles range? Do they vary depending on the car? They do. We do have a zero deductible. We do offer a zero deductible, and we go up to a $2,500 deductible, but we can go up to, I believe, a $5,000 deductible, but that's going to be for your modern collectibles and your high value vehicles. Right. Yes. Suppose a guy decides not to bring a car into a restoration shop and he decides to do the work himself. I know from my experience it's very hard sourcing these parts sometimes. What does Hagerty do to help? What we do to help is Hagerty does pay the clients to do their own repairs. It is an hourly rate. They would log their hours, and we do pay them that rate. But if they're having a hard time sourcing parts, maybe the vehicle's European and there's not a lot of parts available here in Ontario, Hagerty does have a parts specialist department, and they do source parts worldwide, and they can have them shipped direct to the client or have them shipped direct to the restoration shop. Yeah, that's terrific. So it's just an added bonus being in the hobby. It is a big problem with this type of business, is sourcing parts. So that's right. There's another problem eliminated. Exactly. Awesome. You just get it out here on the phone so that finds your hacking place. We've just finished up on the 31 Ford that's been in for the accident. If you recall earlier, this fender, the lower balance, all this up in here had been damaged from the brick falling on it. Had been involved in a accident where the accelerator had stuck, and guy had the car for one day and went right into the garage center post. So we were able to recreate all this for him, straighten all this out. There was some structural stuff underneath. There was a box and frame rail that was bent, so there was a bit of extra work in this one. We were very lucky. This is a hard color to match because without the sun it looks black, but it actually has a green flake in it. We were able to blend it up the sides, and you can't tell where we actually did the blend. We talked him out of some of the old taillights that he had. They were just sort of strips in here, and we brought the old style teardrops in with the blue dots in the middle, which is sort of more correct for the period. Car came out pretty good. I mean, this is a part of our business that you know, companies like Hagerty bring us, that we appreciate their business, and they bring this sort of stuff to us. They know we're going to get it right and send it back out to the customer and make them happy. Thank you for joining us. My name's Gary Nichols. Until next time, may all your rides be radical.